I'm Misha, Adobe creator and producer of the Deep Dive podcast. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 18, and we will be doing a deep dive into Fortnite. Okay, it looks like Grace and David have their snacks ready and are settled in behind the microphones, so let's get going.
It's almost a given now, isn't it? Like, even if you've never, ever touched a game controller, you've probably seen something about Fortnite.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe it was those dances. They were everywhere for a while, or just, the sheer amount it's talked about online. It's kind of hard to miss.
Absolutely. That kind of recognition way beyond the usual gaming crowd. That's really interesting in itself. Makes you ask, how did this game become that big?
Exactly. And that's what we're trying to get into today. We're going to unpack what makes Fortnite tick. We've got a bunch of sources here that give us a pretty full picture, I think, from how it started, which was maybe a bit quieter, to what it is now, this huge, cultural thing.
Right. So our mission, if you like, is to pull out the key things that explain Fortnite's massive success. How did it go from being, a game to this giant digital world people spend so much time in? We want to give you a clear, hopefully engaging sense of it all.
Okay, so let's rewind. Back in 2017, Fortnite didn't launch as the thing most people know now. It actually started with Save the World. That was players teaming up against zombie things.
Right, yeah. Save the World was the original concept. Player versus environment, cooperative, building defenses against these creatures they called husks. It had some of the core ideas like gathering stuff and building.
Where the building was there early on?
It was, but it didn't quite, catch fire globally like the next bit did.
The pivot. So later in 2017, they dropped the Battle Royale mode. And crucially, it's free to play. That sounds like the moment everything just exploded.
That was it. Making Battle Royale free was honestly a master stroke. It just dropped the barrier to entry completely.
Anyone could try it.
Anyone, no risk. So suddenly you get this massive influx of players, loads of word of mouth. That initial critical mass is just so important for a multiplayer game like this.
Now, you hear Battle Royale, you think, okay, 100 players, last one standing, pretty standard now. But Fortnite added that signature building mechanic. How did that make it so different?
Well, the building is the absolute core difference, especially back then. You're trying to survive, but being able to instantly gather wood, stone, metal, and just build cover or ramps to get height.
Yeah.
It adds this whole strategic, almost creative layer on the fly.
Right. It wasn't just about who had the best aim.
Exactly. It became this mix of shooting skill, resource management, tactical building, even editing structures. It was unique.
And now it's described here as this dynamic, ever-expanding gaming hub or digital platform, which feels right. It's way more than just Battle Royale these days. Was that always the plan, to build it out like this?
Maybe not explicitly from day one, but the huge success of Battle Royale gave them this massive audience and, importantly, a really solid tech base. So Epic Games, the developers, they strategically use that foundation to build it into more of an entertainment destination. Yeah, adding different kinds of games within Fortnite itself keeps people engaged, caters to different tastes.
And the numbers are just staggering. Hundreds of millions of players, always up there on Twitch. What does that kind of dominance actually mean?
Well, it means it has this huge network effect, right? More players means a more lively game, more user content, which attracts even more players. And being huge on streaming platforms like Twitch means it's not just a game people play, it's entertainment people watch, like a digital sport.
And a big part of that reach must be that you can play it on almost anything.
Trade in your boring job for a brilliant career using Adobe Creative Cloud. Start learning now with the free trial link in the description.
PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC, Android. And crucially, you can play together. Crossplay. How big a deal was that?
Oh, massive. Cross-platform play was genius. It just smashed down those walls between consoles. Suddenly, it didn't matter if your friends had a different box. You could all jump in together.
Makes the social side way easier.
Way easier. It just amplified the growth potential massively.
And the tech underneath it all, the Unreal Engine, also made by Epic Games. That's some serious power. Does having your own engine give them an edge?
Definitely. The Unreal Engine is incredibly flexible and powerful. It lets them update the game constantly, add new stuff, maintain good visuals across all those different devices, from high-end PCs to, a Nintendo Switch. That strong tech base is vital for keeping it fresh and competitive.
Okay, let's drill down into Battle Royale itself, that core loop. So you start on the battle bus, this flying bus, and then Up to 100 players just leap out onto this island. It sounds like pure chaos, but kind of thrilling.
It is. That initial jump, everyone's scattering. There's this shared moment of deciding, okay, where am I going? Where am I going? Where it looks quiet? Where it looks like it has good loot? Everyone starts basically equal, just with the pickaxe.
And then it's scavenge, build, fight. Scavenging seems obvious. Run around, grab gear. What are the absolute must-haves right at the start?
First things, you need a weapon, any weapon, fast. Then shields for extra health and healing items. But just as vital, almost immediately, is gathering those materials, wood, stone, metal, because building is survival.
Yeah, the building. We keep coming back to it. That pickaxe isn't just for show. You smash almost anything, get resources, and then boom, instant walls, ramps, floors, roofs. It's like RTS meets shooter. How does that speed change fights?
It completely changes the dynamic. Someone starts shooting, instantly build a wall for cover. Need to get up high, ramp, want to trap someone, box them in. It's incredibly fast and flexible. And then you can edit those pieces too, make a window, a door, adds another whole layer.
Right. And then the actual fighting. Lots of different weapons, but the style is very cartoonish. No blood. You just sort of vanish in blue light when you're out. Was that a deliberate choice for broader appeal?
I think so, yeah. The less graphic, more vibrant style makes it feel less intense, more accessible, maybe more appealing to younger players and families. The focus stays on the fun and the strategy, not realistic violence.
And to stop people just hiding forever, there's the storm. This shrinking circle of deadly energy pushing everyone together. Seems like a neat way to force the action.
It's a really elegant mechanic. It creates constant pressure, makes the map smaller over time, and guarantees matches actually end with a final showdown. You can't just camp in a corner for 20 minutes.
But what if the building is just too much? I know people find it intimidating. That's where zero build comes in, right?
Exactly. Zero build became incredibly popular. It strips out the building entirely. So it's all about your shooting skill, movement, like the sprinting, sliding, mantling they added, and using items smartly.
What does its success tell you?
It shows there's a big chunk of the audience that prefers that more traditional shooter feel. They added an overshield in that mode too, like a regenerating shield, since you can't just build cover instantly.
And they have other twists too, like reload, faster pace, smaller map, and Fortnite OG for nostalgia.
Yeah, they're always experimenting. Reload is more frantic, quicker games. OG was huge, brought back the original map and items for a limited time. Massive nostalgia hit for older players, and newer players got to see what it was like. Keeps things interesting.
Okay, so Battle Royale is the big anchor, but like we said, Fortnite's way bigger now. You log in, and it's like a menu of totally different games, a real hub.
Yeah, the main lobby isn't just for Battle Royale anymore, it's a portal. You can jump straight into all these other experiences they've built or partnered on.
Let's touch on those. There's creative. Sounds like Minecraft meets Fortnite. Players making their own islands, games, death runs, tycoons. 1 million player-made games.
It's huge. Fortnite Creative gives players tools, increasingly powerful ones, to build whatever they want. It means there's this constant stream of new stuff being made by the community. It's absolutely vital for keeping the platform fresh. They even have the Unreal editor for Fortnite, UFN, which lets people make seriously professional-level stuff now.
Wow, okay. Then there's Lego Fortnite.
Trade in your boring job for a brilliant career using Adobe Creative Cloud. Start learning now with the free trial link in the description.
That seems like a big deal, bringing in that brand. Survival, crafting, building, but Lego.
Yeah, it's a whole separate survival crafting game within Fortnite, but everything's Lego bricks and minifigures. It definitely broadens the appeal, attracts people who love Lego, maybe want something a bit more chill, cooperative, less focused on combat.
And racing, rocket racing. From the Rocket League guys.
Yep, Psionics. It's a full-on arcade racer. Drifting, boosting, flying. Very fast-paced, skill-based. Again, a totally different genre. Pulling in racing fans.
And music. Fortnite Festival. From Harmonix, who made Rock Band.
So you're playing instruments to hit songs.
Basically, yeah. It's a rhythm game. You play guitar, drums, bass, vocals on popular tracks, solo or with friends. There's a main stage mode and a jam stage for more freeform stuff. Turns Fortnite into a kind of virtual concert venue.
Again, totally different. And Save the World is still there, the original mode.
It is, yeah. It's still that co-op PvE experience, building forts against waves of husks.
Yeah.
But it's generally a separate purchase now, not part of the main free-to-play bundle. It's more for players who really enjoy that specific PvE loop. It really feels like creative is maybe the most strategic part of this expansion, letting users build the content.
It's incredibly smart. It taps into the community's creativity, gives them ownership, and basically guarantees an endless supply of new things to do without Epic having to build every single thing themselves.
Yeah, and bringing in Lego, psionics, harmonics, that shows they're serious about quality in these other modes, not just tacking things on.
Right. They're leveraging expertise from studios that are leaders in those specific genres, survival crafting, arcade racing, rhythm games, to make sure these aren't just side modes, but genuinely good experiences in their own right. It makes the whole platform much more compelling.
So you've got all this variety. What keeps people logging back in day after day, year after year? What's the secret sauce for engagement?
Well, there isn't just one thing. It's a combination.
The free-to-play aspect has got to be number one, surely. Just getting people in.
Absolutely fundamental. No cost to start means a massive potential audience from day one. That keeps the lobbies full and the game feeling alive.
And the constant updates. It never seems to stand still. New seasons every few months, new chapters with whole new maps sometimes. Greek myths one season, Mad Max the next.
That relentless pace of evolution is critical. Every season brings a new theme, story elements, map changes, new weapons, new mechanics. It always feels like there's something new to see or learn. It prevents burnout. Chapters are even bigger resets, often with entirely new islands. Keeps it unpredictable.
And the live events, we talked about them briefly. Rocket launches, black holes swallowing the map, Travis Scott concerts. These sound like huge moments.
They are unmissable, shared experiences. Millions of people logging in at the same time to watch something happen live inside the game. They generate insane amounts of hype online, create that you had to be there feeling, that FOMO, and they often tie into the ongoing story.
Plus, playing with friends, no matter what console or device they have, that social glue must be incredibly strong.
Hugely important. Removing those hardware barriers makes it so much easier to squad up with your mates. That social connection keeps people invested long term.
Okay, but how do they make money if it's free?
Yeah.
It's all about the cosmetics, yeah.
Yeah.
Skins, emotes, gliders, stuff that looks cool but doesn't affect gameplay.
Exactly. The entire monetization model revolves around selling optional cosmetic items through the item shop using their virtual currency, V-Bucks. Crucially, none of it gives you a competitive edge. It's all about personalization and expression.
And that feels
Yeah.
fair. People seem okay with that model.
Generally, yes. It's seen as a fair way to fund the game because it doesn't create a pay-to-win scenario. If you want to spend money to look cool, you can, but you don't have to spend anything to compete.
And the Battle Pass fits into this. Pay once per season, then unlock stuff by playing.
The Battle Pass is brilliant for retention. You buy it with V-Bucks, and then as you play and level up throughout the season, you unlock tiers of exclusive cosmetics, skins, emotes, V-Bucks back. It gives players clear goals and rewards regular play. Often, you earn enough V-Bucks from one pass to buy the next one.
Creates a nice loop.
Exactly. Keeps you invested season after season.
And for the superfans, there's Fortnite Crew, a monthly sub.
Yeah, that's for the really dedicated players. You get the Battle Pass included, a monthly V-Bucks allowance, and exclusive skins only for crew members. It's like a premium tier for people who play a lot.
Okay, so beyond just being a successful game, Fortnite's had this massive cultural ripple effect, hasn't it?
Oh, unquestionably. Its influence goes way beyond just gaming.
I mean, for starters, it basically took the Battle Royale genre and blew it up into the mainstream phenomenon it became. What did it do that PUBG, for example, didn't quite manage in the same way?
I think it was that combination of being free, the unique building mechanic, the more accessible, cartoonish art style, and maybe crucially, the incredibly fast pace of updates and console availability. It just hit a broader audience much faster.
And it really pushed for cross-platform play when that was still pretty rare and controversial. Did Fortnite force the industry's hand on that?
It certainly played a massive role. It's a huge popularity across platforms, and Epic's insistence on letting those players play together definitely put pressure on platform holders like Sony to open up. It showed the demand was there.
But the reach outside gaming, those dances, the emotes, they were everywhere. Football celebrations, school playgrounds.
It's wild, isn't it? The emotes became these little viral units of culture that spread way beyond the game itself. It showed how deeply Fortnite had penetrated youth culture globally.
And the collaborations, like a who's who of pop culture just cycles through the game. Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Naruto, Ariana Grande, Travis Scott, LeBron James, Nike. It's endless. Why do they do so many?
It keeps the game constantly relevant and plugged into whatever's hot in pop culture right now. It brings in fans of those specific things. Star Wars fans might jump in when there's a Star Wars event, for example. And for existing players, it just constantly refreshes the pool of available skins and items. It's marketing for both Fortnite and the collaborator.
And you had moments like Drake playing with Ninja the streamer.
Yeah.
That felt like a real mainstream breakthrough moment for gaming visibility.
Yeah, moments like that really help shift the perception of gaming. Seeing massive global celebrities engaging with it legitimized it for a much wider audience, made it seem less niche.
It also sounds like it became a really important social space for a lot of people, like a virtual hangout spot, especially, say, during the pandemic lockdowns.
Absolutely. For millions, it wasn't just about winning matches. It was the place you met up with your friends online, chatted, maybe messed around in creative mode, watched an event together. It became a genuine third place for socializing.
And Epic seems to listen to the community. Sometimes player ideas even make it into the game, like that Tender Defender skin.
They do seem to have a pretty active relationship, monitoring feedback on places like Reddit and Twitter, incorporating community ideas, even small ones like a fan-designed skin concept, makes players feel invested and heard, builds loyalty.
And with all this attention, all these players, it's obviously become a huge platform for marketing too. Brands want in.
For sure. If you're a brand trying to reach a young, global, highly engaged audience, Fortnite is a very attractive place to be. And the integrations can be much more creative than just a simple ad. Think in-game concerts, branded items, custom islands.
Okay, so say someone listening has never played, but they're thinking, all right, I'm curious. How hard is it to actually get started?
It's actually super easy to get started. The main thing is that the core modes, Battle Royale, Zero Build, Lego, Racing, Festival, they're all free to download and play.
No cost to just dip your toe in.
Exactly.
And platforms. It's pretty much on everything modern. PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC, Android.
Yep. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series SX, Nintendo Switch, PC via the Epic Games Store, and Android phones. The situation with iPhones and iPads is still a bit complicated due to ongoing stuff between Epic and Apple, so you'd need to check the current status there.
And downloading just through the usual stores. PlayStation Store, Xbox Store, eShop, Epic's launcher on PC.
That's right. Standard download process for whatever platform you're on. The key thing you'll need to do is create an Epic Games account or link an existing one.
Why is that account so important?
That Epic account is like your Fortnite passport. It saves all your progress, any cosmetics you unlock or buy, your friends list. And critically, it lets you use the same account across different devices. So you could play on your console at home, then log in on your phone later with all the same stuff.
That's useful. And I read that new players often get put in matches with AI bots at first to ease them in.
Yeah, that's a thing. Your first few matches will likely have a mix of real players and AI opponents. It just gives you a chance to figure out the controls, the map, how things work without getting completely steamrolled by veterans immediately. Takes the pressure off a bit.
So that Epic account really is central, linking everything together.
Definitely. It's essential for cross-play and cross-progression.
And one last thing for parents, maybe. There are age ratings. PIG 12, teen. And Epic offers parental controls.
Yes, that's important. Given the huge number of younger players, Epic does provide quite a few parental control options. You can manage spending, limit playtime, control who your kids can chat with or friend. There are privacy settings and reporting tools, too, worth looking into if you've got kids playing.
Okay, so looking forward, where does Fortnite go from here? It feels like it changes so much, it's almost impossible to predict.
I think constant change is the prediction, in a way. Epic has been very clear. They see Fortnite not just as a game, but as this evolving platform, this metaverse-like space, I suppose. They intend for it to be around and relevant for years.
And they keep upgrading the engine, right? Unreal Engine 5 is being used now. That must mean better graphics, better performance.
Yeah, they're continually leveraging their own engine advancements. UE5 allows for much more detailed environments, better lighting, stuff like nanite and lumen tech. It means the game can keep looking and feeling modern and potentially support even more complex experiences down the line.
And those creator tools, UAFN, giving more power to the players to build stuff, that seems like it guarantees a future stream of content.
Absolutely. By empowering the community with professional-grade tools, they're essentially crowdsourcing the future of Fortnite content. We're likely to see even more diverse, polished, and unexpected experiences emerge from creators, maybe even whole new genres born within Fortnite.
So it really is this living digital world, as they say, shaped by Epic, but also massively shaped by the millions playing and creating within it.
Exactly. It's dynamic, reactive. It responds to players, to cultural trends. It's hard to say exactly what it will look like in 5 years, but it seems pretty certain it'll still be a major player, constantly reinventing itself.
Well, this has been fascinating, really getting under the hood of how Fortnite became, well, Fortnite. From the gameplay loops to the cultural impact, the business model, it's quite a story.
It really is. Its journey from that initial co-op game idea to this multi-headed entertainment hydra is pretty unique in gaming history.
So, here's something to think about as we wrap up. Considering how Fortnite keeps adding completely different things, racing, music, Lego, concerts, endless user creations, what does that suggest about the future of, digital platforms, or maybe even the metaverse idea? Are we heading towards a future where our games are also our social hubs, our concert venues, our creative outlets, all rolled into one? And what would that actually mean for how we hang out or how we experience culture?
That's the big question, isn't it? Is Fortnite a blueprint for where digital interaction is headed? A place where the lines between playing, socializing, creating, and consuming culture just completely blur. It definitely makes you think about what comes next.
Definitely food for thought. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive into the ever-evolving world of Fortnite.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
And that's a wrap on this deep dive. I'm Misha, and let me send out a huge thank you for listening. If you want more content on gaming, education, or other fun stuff, head over and find me on YouTube. Link is in the show notes. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next deep dive.